Grand Rising, Grand Rising. This is the Straight Talk Network. My name is Andre Hill. I'm your host, and we have our co-host, Chairman Terrence Lake of the Enlightened Ones and the United Aboriginal American Republic. How you doing this morning, sir?
Oh, Grand Rising, everyone. I feel great, Got a little workout yesterday doing some leaves, but hey, I feel good. Ready for a very informative and exciting show.
Oh, it's gonna be on today.
I could imagine.
So you got if you're raking up leaves, that means that the weather is getting cool up there.
It is. It is. It's still beautiful for this time of year, but we know what's coming.
The great city of Detroit.
Absolutely.
All right. Also, we have our co-host, engineer, new school, Andre Hill Jr. How you doing, man?
I am all right. Peace and love, family.
All right. So this is our post-election show, and there's a lot of emotions going on. People, it's almost like back when Reagan got elected in office. We were counting the number of the letters in Reagan's name, 666. We were all tripping out. We getting ready to go to hell. It was a trip. So this is almost like that happening again. So I'm gonna go ahead and get right into it. We always post on Facebook. We got quite a few Facebook friends. What the topics are, and this is what we posted yesterday on Facebook. So live on YouTube, and make sure when you go to YouTube, you subscribe and push all the buttons because we must be dropping the truth, some serious truth. Facebook then canceled or suspended our show, so we're gonna continue revealing the truth. Anytime a network cancels that means you're doing something right, and we're real concerned. I've heard rumors that Facebook was a CIA control mechanism, and it's all right if you talk about each other, but they don't want you talking about their masters. So we're still waiting to hear from them. Hey, if you're a Facebook expert, want to give us some advice, or want to send a message to Facebook, about suppressing the truth, hey, be my guest. Go ahead and send them a notice. But anyway, what we posted on our friend pages has the exterior entities known in the UFO community as reptilians turned up the hamster wheel. And that's what I think is going on with this new election situation. A survey of a majority of melanated and concerned communities are distraught about the election results. Also, the confederate community is being emboldened to taunt innocent, vulnerable people that the white supremacy illusion is alive and well. This is how you divide a species and serve them up for lunch. I'm referring back to the reptilian agenda. This is what we will discuss today. Also, we will discuss the consequences of this election and the options that humans need to consider at this point in history. So follow up with Lucifer's Revenge .net. If you have Facebook, you can press the link and go straight to the page. But otherwise, just go to Lucifer's with an S Revenge.net, and you can order a book. It breaks everything down. The whole agenda, the interference by exterior forces with the humans on this planet, who still think we're not capable of running our own planet. And that's what the book is all about. We also, the chairman, he's going to give you a post on his book as well. And these are the books you want to add to your library, because this is the knowledge moving forward. if you old school and you're still trying to adjust to the fact that you've been hoodwinked, bamboozled, and led astray, and you ain't embarrassed about it, these books will help guide you out of that confusion. So before we get into the spill of the election, and outcome and all of that, I like to do these videos, and one is Roseanne Barr. Now, Roseanne Barr, she's a very colorful personality, and she's coming to an epiphany about the souls on this planet. And I saw an interesting video. I wasn't able to find that specific one, but she's saying that some of these humans don't even have souls. And I understand what she's saying, because they have no feelings, no emotions. They're just like little robots. And what you're going to find out, even from our book, a lot of Caucasians are like the original artificial intelligence, and they were just programmed to follow this agenda. But I still think they have a soul. Some of them are so dark, and that is because their souls have been diminished or minimized, because it believes or it operates within a matrix of Lucifer's revenge. So we're going to go into all of that. But go ahead and bring up this video. We got two videos. We got one with Monique. So we're going to play this first one at this point to kind of set the whole theme up. Go ahead, man.
I'm sorry.
Go, baby!
They overthrew the United States of America! Then they covered it up with their January 6th bullshit! They overthrew the government of our country, and they haven't even answered for it! And that pisses me
off! So that's the theme. And I look at this, the reptilians. Let's set the stage for the reptilians. Okay, so the reptilians been here just as long as us hybrid humans, or even longer. And whatever the war that went on in the Bible, it says the war that went on in the heavens, I know is a galactic war with different alien species that are help rectifying primitive species. But the Galactic Council, or the Universal Collective, came to an agreement that on this planet we're going to allow this humanoid, this hybrid humanoid, to be the dominant species on the surface. And that means we're going to give it a chance to prosper, evolve, mutate, to serve on many levels. And so any other species that could outdo or outmaneuver that was either removed from the planet or subjugated to the subterranean parts of the planet. And that is what happened. The reptilians, who were at one point dinosaurs, they evolved, over millions and millions of years. And anything that continues to evolve, its soul becomes aware. They start to develop a consciousness, whether they're in a dinosaur body or what have you. But over millions of years, they evolved along with the humanoids on the surface. But the treaty maintained that they must remain in the subterranean parts of the planet, and they were not allowed to operate on the surface of the planet. All this is the beginning and the development of all the religions and these biblical torts of Qurans, or what are all of this. If you study and look at these books, you'll conclude that it reflects a division and and the history and the challenges of the human species. So we're going to bring this thing into focus, and let's let the panel um, expand on in terms of how you see it from different perspectives. Chairman, you have had a chance to, you wrote a book about this confusion going on the planet. And, you had a chance to read some of the material in our book. How do you see these reptilians, if you say the revenge, we coined it as to say Lucifer's revenge. But how do you see them operating in the subterranean world and then interacting to the surface?
Well, I'm sort of new with the subterranean species of how they function and how long they've been here. But what you were talking about earlier on the Federation, the Galactic Federation, they are the ones that got together and put us on planet Earth, the different species, the Negroid, the Caucasian, the Mongol, and here we are. And it's up to us to basically come together because, like you say, they're not going to interfere with, what we're doing. We're an experiment, to put it blank. We're being studied. They want to see, they're going to learn about themselves because we are a part of them. And in order for us to learn about ourselves, sometimes we got to put some of us in a little area and observe them from afar, and then sometimes a disguise within our own ranks to be like when the king wanted to know what was going on with his kingdom, he would grow a beard, get some old clothes on, and walk amongst the people to find out what was going on. So this is what's happening on a higher level with the Galactic Council. They are aware of what's going on, but they're watching from afar. They made a commitment not to get involved. And, we're getting closer to coming together because your common man would not do some of the atrocious things that some of our leaders are doing. These wars that we have, that's not from the common people. The common people can get along. It's these leaders that meet and get mad at each other and then create a war and say, I'm going to take you over. Throughout history, it's written, documented, but like I say, we're coming together. We're getting closer because that's why there's so much confusion. And, life is positive and negative, but on an extreme basis on this planet, there is a negative force that's controlling it because what we're going through, killing each other the way that we're killing each other. But that's going to soon end. And then we're going to see that positive side engulf this planet Earth because we're ready for it. A lot of people say, oh, we're not ready. How can you say what we're ready and what we're not ready for? Look at this generation, this young generation. They're proving how much of a genius we are as a species. So we've just got to be ready, come together, respect each other, and things are going to change for the better. It's just ready to happen. It could happen next week, believe it or not, because we'll talk later on about the election, but the election got something to do with it also. I'll land that plane right now. Got a lot to talk about on that end as far as, extraterrestrials, because I talked about those wars over 50 years ago and I got it published, outside of our solar system. And now it's being revealed, it's coming out more and more and more. Top officials are even talking about it, so it's buckle up and hold on because it's going to be a wild ride. But I assure you, it's going to be all right because we want it to be that way.
Absolutely. All right. So, also we have to take in consideration that, my son and I, we co-authored the book called Lucifer's Revenge. And I remember when he was a kid, anytime I get a child, rather, anytime I got some metaphysical information, I hand it to him and say, "Hey, man, read this." And so, unbeknownst to me, he was absorbing this information and calibrating it on a level, with him just coming through the portal from of evolution or incarnation. He came up with some great understanding of what was going on, and in most of the chapters in the book Lucifer's Revenge, he was able to download a lot of the stories on the true history of Earth, how all this came about. So, hey man, how do you see the reptilians having an effect on our political system, our economic system, and our enslavement? Or just take it to whatever level you want to take.
Not for is talking about the reptilian agenda. It's kind of been, let's say, Europeanized, right? It's been Europeanized, especially when we think about the biggest promoter of that term, the reptilian agenda. Somebody came up with that term. It's a guy named David Icke. He came up with that, right? So when people hear that term, they automatically think European guy talking about experiences and or contacts or anything related, but it's usually told through the context of a fear-mongering filter, right? But when we look at some of our most ancient customs, well, not customs, cultures all over the planet, what we begin to realize is most of our ancestors either revered, respected, or had some type of treaty with some type of reptilian deity. Right? We look at this all over the world. I mean, from the east to the west, everybody said, hey, these entities they either exist in tangible reality, or they exist in our imaginative reflection of or between us and nature. Now, but to answer your question in particular, I think, based on some study and some observation of some of some of our ancient cultures and their stories that they wrote down about their encounter and or relationship with reptilians, I think just like we have a spectrum of malevolent to benevolent humans, got that in when it comes to those reptilian entities as well. So I believe you have some benevolent ones, but you also got some malevolent ones who evolved into some parasitic forms, right? So, and if we take a look at the fact that we're talking about our ancient ancestors having a relationship with them, so we get an idea on, just like you said, about how old some of these species may be, meaning they had a lot of time to evolve and perfect whatever warmongering and or psyops and or control mechanism that they have. So based on the let's say the allegations, I'm gonna just say it just straightforward, just based on the allegations, we've got parasitic reptilians in the high forms of, well, let's say what they would consider now the deep states. Deep state meaning the quote unquote shadow governments. Right? In other words, the royal families from particularly Europe, who have amassed a lot of resources over time, also with the help of reptilians over time. And they've been implementing, strategically placing, maneuvering for at least, let me come back and say it again. The system that we see, they've been crafting it for at least 5,000 years, or at least crafting it. Even when we think about, and we wrote this in the book, Lucifer's Revenge, all of the Abrahamic religions, even before they came mainstream, the formation of it, you see it, you realize it's very obvious. But even Abrahamic religions, which are only what, about 2,000 years old max, they're not even that old, to be quite honest with you. Not Abrahamic religion in particular, but even that religion is close to 2,000 years old. So that just gives us an idea of how long this plan's been in action. So
yes.
I'll say all of that to say this, we are a bit, distraught in this very current time on how we think, or what direction we think humanity is about to go into. But, we've got the Most High in the universe on our side. I'll say it like that. We've got the Most High and the universe on our side. And as a very seasoned cosmologist, I'm able to look at that and give you, and hopefully I can give everybody that confidence, right? We've got windows of ascension and frequency that are opening up, and old windows of low vibration are closing, right? And we moving on, right? We can say we've been there, done that, and got the T-shirt. You see what I'm saying? We can say that as humanity, and take some well, yeah, I don't think we can forget all of the even suffering experiences that we've been through thus far, and even some of the beautiful things that came from some of these suffering experiences. All right. So overall, I think I got like y'all. I think I lost my train of thought. Either way, we're heading into a direction where we don't have to worry. We don't have to be concerned or frightened. I would say we don't have to be frightened about Trump's presidency. I think right now, it may be one of the most strongest prompts for everybody to start thinking that they need to be self-sufficient, because you can't be relying on this government. You can't be relying on none of the quote-unquote powers that shouldn't be. Can't be relying on them to govern your affairs from day to day. We've got to become completely aware and in tune with the earth body and the universal body, and look at ourselves like, as a part of the body, and we need to be healthy cells a part of the body. And we need to realize that, okay, so we got some cancerous and parasitic cells and entities in our body, and we need to work with the overall body of the Most High in the universe and start getting rid of some of these cells. One of the easiest ways you do it is start raising your own vibration.
All right, so I'm glad you brought up the point about the fear. Mm-hmm. And I want get ready to play this video with Monique and Roseanne. Here's the fear issue. Okay, so there are reptilians, and the ones that are 80, 90% or 100% reptilian, that are bipedal, that are conscious, and that can sit back and think about how we're going to manipulate our human subjects on the surface. They may look frightening. They may be bigger, 7 feet tall. And unfortunately, a lot of our leaders, athletes, entertainers, out of fear, have submitted to these entities. But if they were so powerful, if they had the authority to come up, they could just come up on the surface and start herding us into, like cattle and eating us. But they fear a higher source. Now, a lot of my church-going people say, yeah, God is in charge. We want to help calibrate that understanding. There is a force that overrules them. There is a divine force of entities, but these are entities that are urging you to become one with them. You individually, then as a species, as a collective, it's urging us to come together saying, why are we letting this reptilian entity who was not chosen to be on the surface because it has a flight mentality. It eats to survive. You were chosen, humanoid, because of your emotions, your ability to make a choice. So the Most High or the Galactic Council serve notice. If you break the covenant and go to the surface, we will tax you heavily. So that's your protection. But you only get your protection as a species, as a collective. Now, from my perspective, why the Trumpster was allowed to get in, because he creates a divisive atmosphere. Right away, these young Caucasian men that realize that I can't compete with melanated people on a level playing field. I need a person like the Trumpster to give me an advantage over these melanated people. And so we're going to go back and deal with, why you ended up in that Caucasian body. But that is what this all boils down to. But you are part of the human species, and you're deciding that you would rather see death and destruction to your planet, to the Mother Earth, which gave you birth, than have peace, because you feel you can't compete with the melanated people. Now, if you go back into the beginning, everywhere on this planet, there were melanated people in the beginning. That's the original design. So this is how the reptilians got into this particular situation. So let me just give you to my melanated sisters who are really caught up in this system and constantly urging your melanated men to sell their souls so they can provide you with the luxuries of beautiful cars and huge houses. You're telling these men, you can have me, but you need to sell your soul. So I want to talk about that too, because that demonic thought process, it exists in your family. I have family members that are so demonic, and they can't help you. And you're thinking that they love you, but once they sell their soul for material possessions, it's that they can't help you, and you thinking they love you. So, but anyway, let's give us a taste of what Monique is saying, and when she was sitting there being interviewed with Roseanne.
Say, you thinking aliens are going to come here? A lot of people do think that.
Do I think they're gonna come?
You think aliens are coming? Or you think,
baby, I think they will.
Yeah.
Did you see some of these people walking around? You like, okay. okay. I see you not swallowing. I see you not swallowing, baby. Yes, indeed. Why? You ain't blinked in 6 minutes. I saw that. Yeah.
Well, if you're going to go there, then I'm going to go right there with you, because I've been faking like I didn't see that. But yeah, I really go there all the time. Yeah, I don't even think half of these people on TV or whatever we're seeing, I don't even think they're human. It might be some AI shit they cooked up to get us to look over here while they're stealing all our money. But, I don't even know if they're real human. I don't know if they're alien or what, or if I don't know.
I want y'all to look at my neck. I got a fat neck. You see that, Roseanne?
I do. Look at mine. It's all wrinkled.
If y'all see another Monique and that neck ain't fat.
Are you saying that you think they take people out and clone them and put a robot in their place?
Well, this is what I'm saying. I don't know what they're doing. I don't know what they're doing. What I know is our eyes, it's like you almost saying, are my eyes deceiving me? Am I saying what I think I'm saying? So I don't know what they're doing. I'm just telling y'all. I was doing a show in New York, right? It was the first time I've shared this story publicly. I was doing a show one night in New York. And this guy had on sunglasses in the front row. And I said, listen, I'm not going to coming back over here seeing you with these sunglasses. There's no sun in here. And you're being disrespectful. I need to be able to see you, right? So he laughing, and I walk to the other side of the stage. I come back. I said, you think I'm playing? If you don't take them damn glasses off, Roseanne, he lifted up his glasses and everything was black.
Oh, he didn't have any eyes?
Did you hear what I said?
What?
He lifted up his glasses and everything was black. The energy I got from him was, do you want to comment? I looked back at him, and the energy I gave him was, I'm going to mind my business and walk my ass back down to the other side of the stage because I want to keep my fat neck. I'm not questioning shit. Keep your glasses on. I bought him a drink too because I didn't want it to go no further. I didn't want him to be offended.
Oh, that's scary.
Okay. So, hey, Chairman, I'm going to pass the ball to you. I got to make one statement. These are the two realest women that I know in the Hollywood scene. And they both was ostracized because they didn't want to go along with the BS anymore. So I'm saying this to melanated and Caucasian women, all right? All of this is being focused on the Caucasian man because that's the weak link. And they are psyching him out, you know, we're going to give you power because it's going to be hard for you to outrun, outjump, even swim and do anything better than that melanated man. So we're going to give you power. So the reptilian is focusing on that Caucasian man. To you melanated sisters, first of all, these two real sisters is letting y'all know that the reality is not that fairy tale Bible that was given to you by your slave master. I know it's gotten you through a lot, and I want to tell you this: the supreme being, the Galactic Council, those advanced beings, they intervene to bring you to this point, but they're tired now because they're saying. I'm not saying they're tired, but they like, okay, we done exhausted trying to get you to wake up. But you're still giving credit to our technology, to this illusionary King James version of the Bible, and this fake image that we created of a Jesus Christ. It's a fake image, and it was created for you to put your faith in that entity, that image, not the spirit of the Christhood. The spirit of the Christhood is something that you can acquire. You too can do these things of greater works. So you become Christ-like through your attitude. Stop demanding that your men got to sell their soul so you can have luxury things to brag to other women. Like my squat don't it ain't like yours. It's better than yours. That's all foolishness. So these two real sisters are trying to let y'all know what the real deal is. Y'all need to pay attention to them. Now, Monique indicated when she saw that man and his eyes were black, he was probably a soulless AI drone or whatever you want to call it. But his soul, if it was a soul in his body, it's been diminished to the point where it wouldn't even reflect through his eyes. It's real. And you sisters need to wake up. So I'm tired of trying to explain that to you. I'm done with that. So I'm right now, all you real sisters, whether you melanated or Caucasian, that gets it, you need to get with us and start this transition of taking our planet back or proving to the high command that we are civilized. All right. Hey, Chairman, what's your take on all this?
Oh man, that's a lot of information, but the way I look at it, when you talked earlier about the information being passed down from generation to generation. Like you say, it's been going on for 5,000 or more years. And that's how it get passed down from one family to another. Now, some members get ostracized because when they come in contact with the common people, they sympathize and they realize that it don't have to be this way. But when you're a part of the Illuminati, you got to go along with the program, and it's passed down. That's the only way it can continue. It has to be passed down from one generation to the next. And their time is running out because of the things that they've been trying to force on us. It's proven that it's false. It's not real. Now, like I said in my book, when the Caucasian brothers came here a long time ago, they knew they were coming to another planet. They knew it, and a lot of people still believe in the old thought of, looking at the Bible, it was Adam and Eve. No, Adam and Eve is a fairy tale, that we didn't all come from no Adam and Eve. That's been proven. When I talked last week about the Proxima Centauri, it was one of the planets that revolve around Alpha Centauri, which is the closest sun to us. They spotted lights at night on the planet, and the Hubble telescope is much stronger. The Webb telescope is much stronger than the Hubble telescope, and it can see almost to the edge of the universe, which there's no such thing as the edge of infinity, but it can see so far away that if you focus it on, Proxima B, you should be able to pick out a dime on the street because of the power that it has, but we got to realize that there is more to this universe than just planet Earth. We were put here to be studied and learn about each other. This is a part of nature, a part of our spirit. We're a people that likes to explore and understand. We're curious. And that's why we had to make the sacrifice to put the different groups of people on planet Earth to be observed, to see if we can come together. And then we could just branch out in the infinity, because there's more than enough room for everybody. There's more than enough room on planet Earth. But when you're talking about leaving this little small blue dot, it's your imagination can just go wild, But the ideal is we got to make it that way. Nature is not going to make it. Everything that you see on this planet, besides the trees and the herbs, that's natural. But everything else we basically made. And look at it. Look at the buildings, the structures, the things that we've done. We're great. We're a phenomenal race. But the problem is, we're not together. We're still warring and fighting each other. Just like I said, those galactic wars that caused us to put the people on planet Earth, we're still fighting those wars. And now it's gotten such a habit of fighting the wars, we're fighting each other. Blacks are warring against each other. Whites are warring against each other. It's madness. But all we got to do is think that we're all the same, and we got to not think, but realize that we're all the same. And we can change this picture overnight. No more starvation, just beauty, beauty beyond beauty. It's here waiting for us. All we got to do is put it together. I'll land that plane.
All right, Chairman. So before I pass the ball to the young generation, new school, what I want to say about Monique and Roseanne. Roseanne, I can call her, she's Caucasian, but I can call her my little sister because she was born the same year I was born. I'm 33 days older than she is. And we were born in the year of the dragon. And one of the things about there's, in the universe, wherever there is a negative, there's a positive.
Yes.
And so Roseanne has moved in the direction of the positive, because, if she didn't, she would still be doing the show. She would still be in the network living that life. So I definitely, I feel where she's coming from. I believe she's real. All right, so let me, my son is an astrologist. He knows she's a Scorpio dragon, and Monique is a Sagittarius goat. So, what, from your perspective, man? You think these sisters are real, or what do you want to say to your generation?
Yeah, especially Monique. Yeah, especially Monique. I think what she said she saw on stage, she saw it. Yeah, she's a Sagittarius. You know, they're gonna kind of spit it raw. So yeah, I don't know a lot about Roseanne. I mean, I've of course heard of her over the years, but don't know a lot about her. But Monique, on the other hand, though, had, you know, a good deal of respect for her, based on she handled a lot of Hollywood situations, and even the backlash, the manufactured backlash that she got from it. But Monique is like this, I got to give a lot of respect to a sister like Monique. She's got a black husband. She realized, she mostly makes, based on her talent, she probably makes a lot of the money, but she trusts in him to help guide and lead their family into prosperity. You gotta respect that. So, and then just and just based on her demeanor over the years. Long story short, if you're asking me, do I believe she saw what she said she saw on stage? Absolutely, especially in New York and or California, especially.
All right. So, I just wanted to say to the community, to our family, these reptilians, that agenda is real. They know they have limitations. They know the Most High, the Galactic Council, the divine, whatever your belief system is. But I know, I don't believe, I know that there's a supreme consciousness that overrules all this madness. And if you continue the works of underhandedness, shortcutting, lying, manipulating, backstabbing, you invite those reptilians into your life. You're saying, I worship your agenda. And so the supreme consciousness, they're going to step back. Oh, so you think that that's more powerful than what we have to offer you? We can give you your individual spiritual power to come together as a collective, to make the choice that we need to treat each other fairly. We need to be right by each other. So you think that by submitting of being fearful of this entity that we put in check for thousands of years, so you want to submit to that ignorance? So that's the flow of things going here, and so we are encouraging our people to understand, all good people, of the power of the Most High. I refer to it as the Most High, and so one of the things that we're going to be offering with our book. I just recently had a issue in my family, and and a lot of people, you're searching, you're expecting your family member to that they should, because we same blood, we ought to be. Now you got demons in your family, and nobody is exempt from that. Nobody is exempt from that. Usually when souls are put in the same family, you all have very similar trials and tribulations to overcome. But that don't mean that they love you, because they're in your family. So one of the things that, hey man, is, can you post our email address with UAAR? Because when you go and order one of our books from lucifersrevenge.net, and you post a receipt, get a receipt, because we're concerned, of the accounting of our books through Amazon. So if you post to our email, there are certain birth coordinates that are prone to demonhood. And so when you buy a copy of our book, you send us an email, and we'll give you, we will provide you with a free listing or if you're concerned about certain family members that are prone to compromising their soul. Because let me explain to you. When they compromise their soul, they're no longer your family member. They will do things to circumvent, underhand you, and you're thinking that they love you, you know. And so we're not advocating that you do harm to them or call them out. It's just good to know. So if you're expecting love from this particular family member and they are getting benefits from the dark side, they're not going to help you. Just like a lot of people want to ask the question, why are these athletes getting these millions of dollars and millions and they ain't doing nothing to help their community? They can't. They get the money from the reptilian agenda. And if they spend that money on good, they will be ostracized. This is the truth. Think about it. They will be, I got a family member right now that's doing that because they have committed to the dark side. They even recommended to me, maybe you need to sell your soul. And I said, well, if I sell my soul and you don't sell your soul, who's gonna come rescue us when we drown? So anyway, but okay, so hey, Chairman, I'm gonna tell real quick. You know, one of the statements I made was about the Confederate community is being emboldened to taunt innocent, vulnerable people. That white supremacy, the white supremacy illusion is still alive and well. So, Chairman, you know, once again, I made the comment about these young Caucasian men. I mean, they're being taught racism. Maybe let's be getting it from their old uncles. The old uncles and fathers didn't learn, you know, how jacked up their life is now for hating on their own species. Chairman, you had to say something about this election result?
Hey, you know, it's sad. It's really sad. It's sad of the results to look at that map looking like it was just a red flag, you know, and it just really hurts my feeling to know that so many people would vote for a man with a character like his. You know, it just I'm dumbfounded. I just can't understand it. And America was up for sale to the highest bidder. And Elon Musk bought the United States. He's got Trump in his pocket. Look at him, so happy like a child at Christmas time, getting all these new toys to play with, you know? And it's just sad. It's a sad day for America, even though people say, okay, it was fair. Technology is a trip. Technology is a trip. They didn't get it right the last time, but they got it right this time.
Yeah. Yeah, so Chairman, you know, we're at that precipice as a species now, without a question. This game is clear. The line has definitely is clear in the sand right now, and you got people, you know, from all walks of life, whether you melanated or Caucasian, you know, or Asian or whatever the case. If this isn't a wake up call for you to understand what is happening. You know, we as a species is being manipulated from behind the scenes.
Yes.
And we're being forced to accept and receive the laws of nature, the laws of order, which is to treat people the way you want to be treated, love and respect each other unconditionally. It's claimed. But when you then join an allegiance to giving you an advantage because of you done joined the party, or your skin don't have any melanin in it, or your skin got melanin in it, so you insecure about yourself and feel you need to do some underhanded crap in order to survive, so that you can drive a big fancy car. Hey man, this is the time of reckoning. So yes. Here are the consequences. So to you people that are upset, this is your calling card. We have a agenda, okay, and you can be a part of the agenda. Hey man, can you posted that?
Yeah.
Okay, you can be a part of that agenda. What we're doing here in the Americas, we are reestablishing our indigenous status. And so if you are an Aboriginal or indigenous to this land, and you have a tribe or a group of people that are working with you, we want us to establish a treaty with you to understand that we're going to work as a collective to get these demons off our planet, shut it down. We still operate the surface right now, but these demons, every time things like this happen, they ease up from the ground. And the Galactic Council let them ease up because you're receiving them. You know, now these reptilians, they eat humans. And that was one of the videos that you know, they eat children, they eat humans. They look at us as inferior. And they only see us as food because they were not chosen to be the dominant species on the surface, because they're not allowing the soul to evolve with choice. You know, so they have this brawn and this physical structure, but it's designed to survive. Just eat and reproduce, eat and reproduce. We have a choice. We have a spirit with emotions, and those emotions can be used for good. But the reptilian use them because they feed off of our fear. And how do we overcome the fear? We overcome it with unconditional love for each other, and that will provoke the Galactic Council to step in and eliminate, exterminate, and rectify those reptilian beings to go back beneath the surface. But if you keep inviting them up with your ignorance, that gives them the free will to come to the surface and do what they're doing. Hey, so we're right at the last 4 minutes. Once again, if you want to find out in your family, go to Amazon, get a copy of our book, get the receipt, give us the receipt number, and say, look, I'm concerned about certain people in our family, and we'll send you an astrological calculation to help you to recognize it. And the funds from the book goes directly to our Aboriginal state to help build our nations so that we can connect with other nations that are waking up to this reptilian agenda all over the world. Chairman, how they can find your book?
Well, you can go to my website, www.godschildren.biz, or you could use the alternative and go to Amazon. But when my book is turned into a motion picture, you're going to see a heavenly environment on planet Earth that's going to spread out into the galaxies. And until that book is turned into a motion picture, we're going to constantly go through hell. We've been going through hell, but it don't have to be that way. We can make the change. I've created this book for that purpose. So when you build a car to carry people and it works and it's carrying people, you know it works. Okay, I wrote the book for that change. When that change is implemented, we're there. And it's just a matter of time. It's waiting.
Absolutely. Hey, so I want to hand the ball off to my son to close us out. I don't know how to. We're at that point. How I can state it any clearer. Get with our program. Send us an email, and we have also. We are developing a website. Our website is uaarnation.org. And it's under construction, but you can go check it out to see what we're all about. We're going to be adding some more features to it. But there's also a place there where if you're interested in joining our movement, you can send in your name and information. You don't have to fear these entities anymore. I know a lot of you have come to a conclusion that going to church, you've been praying, and we still got bad results. The power is in you individually through your own heart, through your own Christ-like activity. And then when two or more of us come together, that Christ-like is fortified, you know. But that's where we need to go. We need to get away from the illusions that the Catholic Church created, that the King James created, all of that. The Christ is within you. There ain't nobody coming out to save you. We're going to save ourselves through a collective effort. You know, those that are ready. This is your wake up call. This is your assignment to bring this thing together. Hey man, you want to go ahead and close us out?
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Hey, family, don't forget to hit the subscribe and like button so we can build up the following over here on YouTube, seeing as they shut down our Facebook page. But this has been the Straight Talk Network show. I think it's been a good show. We look forward to seeing y'all next week. Peace.
Peace out.